Hiya, kids and cadets. Welcome back to Tommy Time. Appreciate you coming out. We got a 2018 pressure washer, Honda powered. It's a Ryobi 2018 on the engine date code. This is a co-worker's. So he had brought me his Turo recycler last year, and I went through it. He brought me this maybe 3 weeks ago. He called and left a message today. It said, how's it coming along? And I hadn't even touched it. So his voicemail was my motivation to take a look at this thing. So when he dropped it off, he said he had let his neighbor borrow it, and the neighbor said it wasn't running tip top. So I was kind of looking around. He had no fuel in it. He had drained the fuel. So I had seen this plug on the exhaust port. And so I said, well, that's kind of an issue. I said, did you know it was on here? He didn't even know it. So how are you going to have a good running engine when the exhaust port's blocked? So I wasn't sure about this. Is this a factory deal? Was it in the manual? Remove the rubber stopper plug on the exhaust. So I did that. Then I came to the back. I was going to put city water on the pump, and I see this little contraption. Normally it's just a black threaded connection, but this thing was in there like this, with this piece of foam or plastic cut into 4 equal sections. So what's the deal with this? I would think it would restrict water flow. So that's another issue. Was this something that's put in here during shipping? So I got rid of this. I went straight water. It started, but it was running on half choke. Remember, on these Hondas, there's a little gauge in here. You don't want to put the fuel above that mark. So I got it just under that fuel gauge, if you will, that red plastic thing. You don't want to fill this thing up to the top because this tank's got to breathe. So I took the carb off and just put it back together. What I did was let it hang with the fuel line still attached. I had good fuel flow. I put the fuel to the on position and let it drip down after I filled the tank. So check the main jet, that was open. Checked my emulsion tube, nothing was blocked. I took off the secondary jet idle circuit screw, squirted some nitro down there, and it went right down through the hole, so I knew I was free and clear there. So let's try starting it a second time. I'm not leaking, we're on. So hopefully we can get it to run on full open on the choke. So something was up with this thing besides the exhaust blocking and the intake blocking. You guys ever see this? Maybe the instructions say go to your unit and take off these things. I just checked the oil, and it says caution before first use, fill the upper portion of the hash area on the dipstick with the provided oil. So there's a warning for the oil. So let's see what we're going to do here. I'm going to turn the city water on. He did not provide me with the handle, so the water's going to come right out of the hose here. I'm just going to put this gas container on the hose so it doesn't whip around. It's going to be a straight shot on that. So let me turn the city water on. Okay, it is coming out of the hose. Let me put the air filter on. You can see this thing's hardly been used. So the weather's been nice. He probably wants to get out and do some pressure washing. It's not blistering hot. You don't want to do that in August. Right now it's about 75 and dry. Okay, so the switch is on. Choke is to the start position. Fuel valve is on. Let me try it. Not a lot of pressure coming out of it. Somebody just showed up. I gotta go. It's going good.